morning, everybody. Me and Sky are just out on a wee wander. We're just near Loch Garten near Aviemore. It's one of our favourite wee walks, and I think we're going to be able to miss the rain. I know, we are going in a minute. She's already like, let's go. It's just misty this morning, but it's not going to be too wet, I hope. But yeah, I'm a bit tired this morning because I actually went out in the evening yesterday, which I never do, but I went out to yoga, nothing wild. I went out to a yoga class because I've actually joined the gym to try and do a few more classes, because as much as I do a lot of yoga at home, I don't think I've really ever been to a yoga class. I've been to the odd Pilates class, but yeah, it was really nice though. I really enjoyed it. It was very, very relaxing, very chill, quite nice to be taught by a person, and be able to kind of maybe get a few posture corrections, etc. So I really enjoyed that, and I'm going to be going to bar class on Wednesday, which I've never done. I think it's like a mix of Pilates, yoga and ballet, so it sounds like right up my street, so I'm quite excited by that one. But yeah, today we're just taking it a bit of a gentle morning and a bit of a longer walk because it's not hopefully going to be too wet. But yeah, going to get cracking, and I'll check in with you guys later. I've never been one for large groups of friends. I was quite a shy child, so large groups of people did feel overwhelming. Although my confidence grew over time, I still prefer the intimacy of one-to-one or smaller groups in social situations. Despite this, I've never really felt lonely. I've always enjoyed my own company, and I need a lot of time alone to recharge. I've chosen to be selective and just put my energy into the people that really add value into my life. This has made me much happier, and I'm so grateful to have these wonderful friends that bring so much joy to my life. I wouldn't have it any other way. I've never really been someone that feels the need to have large groups of friends. I think this goes way back to my childhood, like even at preschool age, if my mum would come and pick me up, I'd never be in amongst all the noise of all the other kids. I wouldn't necessarily be by myself, because I think I had one close friend at preschool, and I basically spent all my time with her. And that's kind of was my comfort level. That's what I've always been comfortable with, is to have smaller groups or just one close friend. I think part of that was from at least the age of 13. I don't know if many of you know, I was home educated from that point. Various reasons, mostly that we moved a lot and my parents were teachers and I didn't want to start new schools. But anyway, it's a whole other story. But I thrived on being home educated, and I think sometimes when you looked at my teenagehood, you would think, oh, you didn't have many friends. But I did have friends. I had one really, really close friend. I'm still friends with her now. And then I had people that I was friendly with, and I also had 3 brothers, and we're quite close family, so I think that helped as well. But to be honest, that was fine for me, and that's kind of continued to be fine for me. Although you meet more people as you grow up, and at uni in particular I was a lot more sociable and had a wider group, but still quite close-knit group of friends, and that's what I'm comfortable with. And I think part of it now in particular is I'm so much more aware of what I need, what my boundaries are, what my energy is like. I've talked quite a lot that I am more of an introvert, although I can get inspired spending time with people. It's more specific than that. It's certain people that I want in my life that add that to my life.
And I think that can be challenging sometimes. I think when you look at social media in particular and like Facebook friends, then you can have hundreds of people on your Facebook and you're like, are they really all your friends? You know, I think for me, friend is quite like a specific word. It's something that holds quite a lot for me. It's someone that really adds value to my life. I can be complete myself around them. You know, we've got really good mutual respect. We have fun together. You know, for me, that can only really be a handful of people. And I think I'm also lucky that I've never really felt lonely. I think that's something that is quite common, and I think during the pandemic in particular that really came out. You know, loneliness is a real issue, particularly in like younger generations like millennials like myself, or even younger. I think that actually social media makes you feel a bit lonelier sometimes, because you're looking at all these people apparently being super sociable, living their lives, but you're feeling alone. And I think that's something that's important to talk about, and I'm just very grateful that I've never really felt that. I think part of it also is, as long as I'm able to access nature, a book, or pet an animal, I'm pretty much sorted. I know what makes me happy. But I think the friend thing goes further, as like when you get older, it's actually harder to make friends. So I'm always balancing that. You know, I do have a close group of friends, but when I moved to this area, for instance, I did struggle to find people like my age to hang out with, and I wasn't lonely then, but did feel like I was missing out. I did feel like I wanted more social interaction, and since then I've luckily found people. But it wasn't when when you're young and you just go to school, you go to uni, it's much easier, I think. And I think that's something else important. I actually read a Substack letter, if you don't know, Jessica Rose Williams. She's a YouTuber and a blogger, and also an author, and I'm a big fan of her work, so I'll leave her Substack down below. But she was talking about how difficult it can be to make friends in your 30s. So I think the idea of friends in general is quite like a very big subject. There's a lot of things to chat about it, so I'd love to hear your experience in terms of, you know, where do you sit with friends? Do you prefer a larger group? You know, I've got friends that are like that. I think I've spoken to one friend recently, and she said she wrote down like the amount of people she would interact with on a monthly basis, and it was about 100 people, and I was like, mine's like 5 people. Like, it's really not a lot. So yeah, let me know what you're like. But I did this video and I was thinking about it. I was like, actually, as much as me saying like I don't have many friends, I actually have a huge number, because I've got this community. So I've got like 18,000 friends. It depends how you look at it, but I do really value all of your input all the time. You know, you guys are so kind, and I think we have a very like-minded community, and I think that's a real upside to the internet as well. So yeah, that's my kind of ramble. I'm not sure that was very clear, but I just wanted to chat a little bit more about the whole idea of friends and what they're kind of, how they add value to your life. The dog is moving behind me. She's seen something outside. She's like, let me out, so I better tend to her. But thank you very much for watching as usual. I really appreciate your continued support on this channel, and I will see you guys next week.